Good day, puppy lovers. Today I have Rhonda with me. We're going to be dealing with that tongue. Ooh, and she's spitting. And a greasy coat. So stick around. I'll give you some tips and tricks. Okay, so this little girl, she gets a complete shave down. We're going to shave the top of her head. We're going to shave her body. Before she goes to the bath, best to shave first because you don't want to be drying what you're not keeping. So, and it makes it go faster. You know, the groom gets done a lot quicker that way. So, and we get them off the table as soon as we can. All right, so now let's shave this girlie down, and I'm going to show you how oily her coat is. And I'm going to show you, we got to look at that tongue, okay? Rhonda's been on this channel before. I've groomed her before here. I've been grooming her for a very long time. So I'm just going to show you, oops, hang on, I'm gonna wear my mask. That's one tip, wear masks so that you don't breathe in all of those hairs because you could get groomer's lung. Look it up, it is a real thing. Okay, so see how greasy this is? So first we're gonna come in and just shave it all off before putting her in the tub. See when the dog is kind of, see what she's doing? Look at her body. Watch this. See how she's kind of moving? She's bouncing up and down. She just wants to get that leg going. She has some itchiness going on in here. So when you're shaving the dog and they do that, that's because there's an issue there. There's some itchiness going on. And in general, I like to tell the client about it, let them know that their dog seems to be itchy. It could be all kinds of any reason. Look, she's got bad flakes. Look at that. So it's always best to go in and see, have them checked by a veterinarian. I'm going to shave her all down. Take it all off. And yes, I do go in reverse at the bottom of the legs here. I like to go reverse because I like to catch all of this hair. If I'm going in the same direction, I don't catch that hair. And it's okay, even if it's a little shorter, it doesn't really show. No stress about it. Look at her looking at me. What's up, Rhonda? What's up with that tongue? I'm surprised it hasn't dried out. So Rhonda gets a shaved tail also. By the way, you know, there are some people have mentioned at one point that they didn't like, they said, oh, don't ever groom again. I've been told that before. Don't ever, you know, because they didn't like the cut. Well, just letting everyone know, the cut, the client is the one that asks for the specific cut, guys. Some clients prefer their dogs completely shaved down. Even if it's not the standard of what you would do for a specific, for the breed. But you know, if you're doing your job well, you're giving a nice shave. You know, some dogs are not best looking either, and maybe the cut doesn't look nice on them, you know, but that's what they want. Anywho, that's just my 2 cents about that. So I'll just keep shaving her down, and I'll meet you up in the bath. Okay, so I have my degreaser here. This is from Davis. I absolutely love this product here. It's the degrease shampoo for dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens. So it's safe for puppies and kittens also. Not sure why puppies and kittens would be greasy, but anyhow, often it's the older pups or certain breeds. Yeah, so for those who don't know me, I'm Elizabeth Jenn, professional dog groomer since 2010. And I upload videos like this every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And I would just love for you to subscribe and hang out with me. And, you know, just everyone. And yeah, if ever you want full grooms, I have that on my, for this, you need to subscribe to the members. So yeah, you can hang out there with me also, full grooming sessions. All right, so this little girl, I got her nice and wet. What we're gonna do is I'm going to add the degreaser. 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 Okay, so just take a little, see how that's like thick? In the wintertime, if it's cooler, if it's cooler in your grooming room or grooming salon, the degreaser will be just like that. It reminds me of, I don't know if you know Noxzema or Crisco or, just that stuff. It reminds me of that. It's really thick. So in the summer, though, when it's warm, when it's a lot warmer in your room, it's more like a shampoo. It's just more liquid. There. So all I'm going to do is add this degreaser. I'm going to wipe up my hands. I don't want to put my hands in there and get, and dirty my shampoo. Let me get some on her feet here, around her neck. There. And I don't usually, I'm not sure if there's is there supposed to be like a time to leave it on? But I don't. I think it just does a great job. Just rub it in, get it in there. And yeah. It does a good job. It always does a good job with her anyway. I have a few dogs that I need to use this. Use this on. I wiped up again. Put a little on the top of the head and in the face. Not on your tongue, oh my God. Not on the tongue, not on the tongue. Yes. I have to wet it a bit because there's not enough water there. Yeah, wet that up a bit. I'm in the jungle. Yeah, my plants are right up there on the aquarium. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this area and I'll just clean that at the table. Her little eye area here, I'll just clean that at the table with my product. Okay? Now I don't want to get this degreaser inside her ear, but you do want to get some around the ear leather. But I don't, you got to be careful. Don't put it inside the ear. Because you don't want to have to rinse inside there. All right. That's pretty good. And usually, see, she's itchy. Look at her bouncing. Does that feel good? Or does it not feel good? Oh, look at her face. Okay, I'm going to rinse her up, but I usually like to follow with my regular shampoo. It's the 2-in-1 from the company Soos, S-O-O-S. And no, I have nothing to do with that company. It's just a product that I love. See, as you rinse out, there's always degreaser left. Look at this. It's like you rinse and you can feel it on your hands. So what does that mean? That means that when I'm rinsing her, I need to rinse long to be sure that I'm getting it all out. And you know that you're done rinsing when it feels squeaky. Squeaky clean? All right. So I'll finish rinsing her out. I'm going to give her a second shampoo with the Soos, and I'll see you at the table. Now take a look at this coat here. Let's turn you around, honey. Turn you around. Look how nice and shiny it is now. It's not shiny from being greasy. It's shiny from being clean. Look at that. Look how nice and clean that is. Okay, so we're going to continue. I'm going to continue giving this pup a little shave, and I am going to talk to you also about, I had a question from a viewer. The name of the viewer is Memez Ash. I hope I'm saying it properly. That is M-E-M-E-Z-A-S-H. Memez Ash. Sorry if I'm not saying it properly, but anyhow. The question was something along the lines that it would be helpful to know that I would list the products and tools that I use. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm caring for this one here, giving the rest of the groom, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that I am using. So yes, I use a wall clipper. It's the KM cordless. KM cordless. I don't know if that's backwards on there, but so yeah, I use the wall clipper. It's cordless. What I love about this clipper is that even if the battery dies out while you're working, if it happens, like if you've forgotten to charge it, you can continue working with it just by putting you plug it in the wall, and you can still keep working with your clipper instead of having to put it on the, on the stand, on the pod or whatever you call it, to have it charged like that. That's why I like this model. And it's quiet. It's lightweight and it's quiet. What else? Oh, I am using the wall number 30 blade here for the paw pads. I have 2 of these, and it's always good to have more. Sorry about that. It's always good to have more than 1 of each blade. If you have a 7, get 2. You can start with 1, but it's always best to have more than 1 of each blade. So I have 2 10s, I have 2 30 blades, 2 7 finishing blades, 7F. What else? Yeah, is that it? I think that's it. That's what I go by. I use the 7, the 30, and the 10. And that's all I use. How about the last one here? Did that one. What else do I use? Oh, how about these nippers? These are the Miller's Forge. I love these nippers. They are, clippers, nippers, whatever you want to call them. I just love them for doing the nails. Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna say anything? Her little knee just popped there. Sometimes some pups have little knee problems and their little knee goes pop, pop, pop. You gotta be careful with those. Watch your little knee here, okay? Don't pull. I'm just gonna finish her nails here, and give me a second, I'll continue. So nails are done. I just needed to have concentrate. Ooh, where are my words? Okay, so what else do I use? Well, most of my blades are, like I have the buttercut here. See that? It's buttercut. That's the 7 blade. So I have 2 buttercuts, and the other ones are walls. So there you go. Are you shaking? Let's continue grooming you. I have a Metro dryer. Is that 4.0? 4.2? I don't remember but I use the Metro dryer to dry the dogs, and I also use the Dews, which is this here. So yeah, I use that also. So I'm going to give her a second shave. What else do I use? Oh, I use the 2-in-1 from Seuss. That's the shampoo that I use. I love it because it's only 1 shampoo and you're done. Unless, if the dog's really, really dirty, he or she may need a second shampoo, but I really love the shampoo. Rinses out so well. There's no greasy, like some conditioners can leave a film. Oh, do I shave her head? Hang on. Rhonda, shave head, yes. Her head's shaved, yes. Oh, I see I had already done a part. And what else? Of course. Oh, my scissors. These are the scissors I use. I have these Kenshi Rosé straights. I have the Kenshi, these are the Shinobi 38 tooth thinners. I have the Kenshi Peacocks here. That's an 18 tooth. Whoa, I love these. They are aggressive. And these are just, I don't know what these are. What's this here? Show gear. curves. They're okay. Yeah, and these are okay too. These are the paws. I just find that they're good. They're okay. They're entry level, I find. But the Kenshis are my favorite. I have other straights too. I'm not remembering the name. So I'm gonna continue on here and finish off with her body, and then I'm gonna come to her to the face. We're gonna go to the face, and I'm gonna show you how I get that done around that little tongue there. This little girl, we need to cut right underneath here where the tongue is, and it's always a danger. If you snip a tongue, anything that is like the ears, the nose, the tips of the toes, any extremity will bleed a lot. So you want to be really, really careful. The thing with tongues like this, often dogs underneath, the reason why they're hanging, first of all, is because she's lacking some teeth in there. And usually the teeth keeps the tongue from slipping out, and when there's no teeth, the tongue slips out. And often it can create some infection under there. She doesn't seem to have some, but it's kind of gooey. I'm gonna go ahead and try to wipe it up a little bit, the baby wipe. I did wash in the bath, and you kind of rub there, but I just want to see that there's no extra, or just to be sure that there's no, weirdness. Okay, she's okay. No weirdness going on. If you would see some infection, it's important to mention that to the client. There's often a foul odor, or, it'll just be, right now it's just kind of slippery because of the spit. So I'm just going to come in and get that tongue out of the way. And I'm holding it just to be sure that I don't get that tongue. And I'm also going to get rid of some of this. Maybe shorten that as short as I can go without having to shave. Let's get that nice and short. Okay, so that tongue's there. Let her wet her tongue again. You're so funny. I'm just going to move the tongue away again. Don't be afraid to, to get your hands in there, fingers in there, and touch. It's okay to touch the tongue, as long as you're delicate and you're being careful. This client wants this pup to have just a nice little round, ordinary, short, little Yorkie face. Now I'm going to come in and hold that tongue again, because I never know when she'll flop that tongue up and down. We don't want that. There, see what she flicks the tongue like that? So that's pretty good. One side's pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of fluff this up a bit and get a little more from her little mustache there. There, okay. So that's one side. And I just wanted to be sure that it was nice and short underneath, so that, more hair, more saliva gets collected, more odors, I guess. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Now, just because I'm working on this side doesn't mean you don't protect the tongue. You can hold the tongue like that. She doesn't really move around much. You've seen me groom her before, and I don't necessarily hold that tongue. It's all dry, look at that. Floppy tongue. But anyhow, that's how I get that done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to become a member, all you have to do is click join and become a member. And that would be so sweet of you if you'd come join me on that other side. If ever you are interested in gardening, also I have a gardening channel that I started this year. If you want to meet me there also, I have this huge project, and it's going to be an ongoing project year-round. And you're more than welcome to come join me there and subscribe there. And if you haven't subscribed here yet, what are you waiting for? You can subscribe here And if ever you have any questions or whatnot, I will always be there to answer the questions. That's what I'm here for. And I'll answer your questions, and I might even, use your question in one of my videos, and you can come check out the answer in the video also. I'll answer you written, but it's always nice to talk directly to the person. So that's not too shabby right now for this little girl. I'm going to let you guys go and finish her off. I got to just check to see what I don't like. And I guess I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye for now. Bye!
Hey there, pet parents and grooming gurus. If you enjoyed my tail-wagging transformations and want more tips to keep your furry friends looking fabulous, just hit that subscribe button. Remember, every click helps spread the love and lathers of grooming joy. Subscribe now and let's embark on this fluffy journey together.